here is Christina from Changing Parenting, and what happened in this video is actually something that is so common, especially with millennial parents. Because what happens is we struggle to self-regulate because we didn't learn growing up how to self-regulate. We were taught to deal with our emotions by ourselves. So if you're crying, go and deal with it in the bedroom, come back when you're done, stop crying, this is not helping. Like if you are in trouble, you manage by yourself, because if you come to me with problems, you will be in a even bigger trouble, right? So you have to deal with your stuff by yourself, just bottle everything down, deal with things, I don't care, right? And it doesn't mean our parents were bad parents. That's not what I mean at all. It was just the way also they were parented. So, authoritarian parenting, they were raised even with less support than we were probably. So growing up, we didn't learn how to self-regulate. And going through life, before we had kids, we were able to either ignore situations or avoid situations or cope with them in ways that were not like maybe ideal, but it worked. The problem is that then when you become a parent, you are constantly being triggered. You're constantly being pushed to your limits, because children are children, right? They will do things that are challenging for you. It's their way of growing up, learning about the world. The thing is that then you cannot really run away. You cannot really avoid it. You can't really use the same coping mechanisms that you used to use before. And your level of energy is much lower than it used to be before. So what happens is that you're much more being pushed into situations where it's just too much for you. You're overwhelmed and you explode, and you react to your child in ways you don't want to react. It's not how you want to parent. It's just that you don't know. It's hard. It's stronger than you. Your emotions take control over your parenting. And afterwards, you feel like crap. You feel like a bad parent. My child deserves better. I need to be the child. I wish I could be the child, the parent my child deserves. They don't deserve this. You know deep down that this is not how you want to parent. But first of all, you don't know how to self-regulate. You're too overwhelmed with everything that is happening, and you aren't able to self-regulate. Second, you were not modeled growing up how to parent with positive parenting, because you were not parented with positive parenting. And again, this is not saying your parents are bad parents. Your parents were doing the best they could with the information they had. And every generation we try and do better, right? And I think this idea of positive parenting, gentle parenting, is something that we are being like Gen X, younger Gen X, millennials, we are the first generations to actually try and put this into practice, right? Because before it was all based on authoritarian parenting. And the American Academy of Pediatrics, the World Health Organization, everyone recommends positive parenting, right? But it's different knowing what to do and actually putting it into practice. Because again, you were not really modeled growing up. So you don't want to be a screaming parent. You just don't know how to do that, right? So I'm going to give you here some tips of what you can do. And I have a free guide on my website that shows you, when you are facing a challenging situation with your child, in 6 small steps, how to go from being overwhelmed, even when you're in public and feeling judged, how to go from being overwhelmed, self-regulating, helping your child self-regulate, empathize, teaching your child about their emotions and that emotions are normal, and then correcting the behavior. So the 6 steps to positive parenting that you can use in the moment, right? So, and again, you need to practice. The more you do it, the easier it gets. But you can download this guide for free. It's at changingparenting.com. You'll find also the link in my bio. And yeah, so this is what you can do in the moment. But what if you lose it? Like like it happens, right? It happens. You overreacted to the situation. So how do you deal with it? How can you make things easier, for both you and your child? How can you make amends? It's about modeling, making amends. And it's about showing your child, first of all, and again, this, you were not modeled how to do this. So it's hard sometimes to know what to do, and it's hard to break the cycle. But it's up to you to break the cycle. You need to model to your child how you want your child to act if they make mistakes. So think of this not just as a way of making amends and being a better parent for your child, but also of teaching your child the behavior you want them to have when they make a mistake, right? So the process of making amends is, first of all, snap out of it. You're not the worst mom in the world, right? There's no worst mom. We often think, oh my God, I'm the worst parent alive. It's very easy. Our brain focuses on the negative. And you need to snap out of it and think rationally. I'm not the worst, because if I was the worst, every single other person would need to be worse than me, and that's just not possible, right? Yes, I do some things wrong, but it doesn't define me. There are mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. I am human and by definition imperfect. So it's not about being a perfect parent. I made a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. And now I'm going to make amends, right? So the first step is always snap out of it. And I know this is hard, but you need to do it not just for you, but also for your child. Because it's especially in ages 3 to 6. I specialize in ages 3 to 6. Children are very egocentric. They believe the world, revolves around them. So when you are upset at them, when you scream at them, if you don't apologize, if you don't explain that it's not because of them, they will truly believe that they are bad kids. They will truly believe that they are the reason why you are upset. They are the reason why you are now sad, right? Because when we are swallowed in self-guilt, to our children, what it looks like is that we are sad, and we are sad because of them. Because again, egocentric view of the world, everything happens because of them, for them. So they will blame themselves for whatever you are feeling. And again, you are the adult, they are the child. So even if you cannot snap out of it because of you, snap out of it because of your child, right? Then the second step is apologize. And an apology is just, I'm sorry. It's not, I'm sorry because you did this and I did that. No, it's just, I did this and I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with the child, right? When you say, you did something, you broke something, and I got mad and I screamed and I'm sorry. I know it's an apology, but it's an apology that it has strings attached. So I'm apologizing, but actually you did something wrong, right? You did something wrong. I was just reacting to you. So yeah, sorry about that. That's not what you want. An apology has no strings attached. It just says, I screamed and I'm sorry. And then explain. I was feeling this. Let's say I was feeling angry. Everyone feels angry sometimes. Even mommies feel angry sometimes. You will also feel angry sometimes. Everyone feels angry sometimes. It's normal and okay to feel angry. And it's not okay to scream. I screamed at you. You did not deserve that. And I am sorry. Right? That's it. You don't talk even about the behavior. Nothing. You just apologize. Right? If your child is up for it, you can hug your child. It's all about teaching how to make amends. How you want your child to behave when they make a mistake. That's what you have to do, right? You're modeling. Children learn by modeling. So if you want more positive parenting tips, if you're struggling with any situation in particular, leave me below a comment. Tell me what's wrong. I will give some tips to help you. And if you need more one-on-one support, check out changingparenting.com. And that's also the link right on top. You can download my free guide. Anything, let me know.